Hey, Facebook friends and family. Today I'm talking about business problems that are rooted in personal constraints. I mean, everybody knows that the process of business building will challenge you. And if you're not keeping up with the challenge in terms of your personal work, your personal evolution, well, then your business is just gonna burn you out, and you're gonna stay stuck. Wow, I'm sorry. I just have to slow down and celebrate this moment because I don't know if you can see. Oh, they all just stopped. But there was this massive wave of butterflies. Oh, there they go. There was like 10 butterflies there. I keep seeing them today. They seem to be the theme of the day. But yeah, this question, because people sometimes ask me, today people are asking me, what is it you do? How did you get into that space of working with men who are business owners, who are married, raising kids? They're in that trifecta. That trifecta is what creates the pressure cooker of the initiation, of being able to lead in all three of those domains. Can you stay on top of the prayer for life, that is your children and your wife and the growing family, and rise to meet the demands of your business so that it keeps growing and you keep scaling and staying in your zone of genius and serving and leading that growth, which has a momentum of its own. Like once you see how a business goes, you got to get out of the way and keep pulling the levers that put you in the right position. But in order to do that, there's such a big part of the game that's about expanding in your personal power, expanding in your ability to communicate, expanding in your ability to make decisions, and then ultimately have systems and frameworks that'll give you the remedy. The remedy to the insanity is falling back on the frameworks. And the frameworks are what give me certainty in my coaching business, because my work is personal coaching, but I work with a lot of high performing business owners. So I also see where their blind spots are in business, because there's a hologram there. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And the blind spots that are causing the constraints in your personal life are easy to spot when you start to get in a conversation with me, because I'm not just listening to what you're saying, I'm also listening to what you haven't realized yet. And that's, I think, the value of having, the intimacy and the insight of someone who's really got your back, who's really in your corner. And I know I've had that kind of help, and it's actually priceless, just to have someone who can hear where you're going, hear what you're wanting, and hear where you're making the same mistake over and over. And that's where the blind spot comes in. Anyhow, that's my gospel. I just come back to this knowing that sometimes what you think are business problems are actually personal problems that are just showing up in your business. And how you communicate with your wife, how you communicate with your kids, and how you lead and stay on top of your own health and your fitness, they all also become a hologram of how you lead, how you get in front and serve and show the way, be an example of powerful communication, presence, intimacy. I just posted today all about the 4 horsemen of the relationship apocalypse, because marriage is another initiation. I think there's three big initiations inside of the game of life, and one is your marriage and facing the, what do you call it, like the shadow work that comes when you have a partner who is a truth teller and you want to walk in truth together. And so you're going to burn away in that fire all of the impurities. You're burning away all the impurities and you're liberating yourselves together as you walk together in that commitment of growth, and the commitment to forgiveness, and the commitment to mastering the game. And those 4 horsemen: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. If you don't know about those, then you got to get those in your toolkit, because there are ways to remedy all of those 4 horsemen. But if they're showing up in the hologram, in the mirror of your marriage, then there's a chance that you're not showing up fully committed and fully expressed in your business. So this is how they're all entangled. You unlock power in your marriage by telling the truth and getting really inside of what is it in your nervous system that's blocking you from full expression, that's blocking you from connection, where you're hiding or where you're lying. So marriage is one initiatory fire. Business is the other initiatory fire. To lean in and to solve problems for your people, and to lean in again and grow and serve through your business, it's a fire, because it's so connected to the world. They say if you go far enough down to the bottom of your soul, what you meet is the world. You meet the collective soul. And so business, soulful business, at least in the way I understand it, is the second initiatory fire. And then the third fire is your health. Because it's like it's your first wealth. Your health is your first wealth. It's primary. And, once you get up into your 40s, if you're not flexing those muscles and building that bone integrity, then you're atrophying. So that's what I realized, and had to recommit to, because I thought I was just coasting. I used to be an athlete when I was a youth. I can do this. I'm healthy. But, you got to use it or lose it. And if you want to go long game, all that I've been learning in the last few years about fitness and health, and it's like, you got to get committed. You got to get committed. And going into the fitness space has been such a humbling death for me. Like, I love it. You got to love pain. You got to go in there. I sometimes joke and I call the gym the church of pain. And luckily I've been blessed with some amazing teachers, amazing coaches inside of fitness who just really pushed me through that death, pushed me to all the places where I was stagnant in my body. Because where you're stagnant in your body mind is one. So that's showing up in your marriage. That's showing up in your business. So I think the calling of being an entrepreneur requires that you're not only an artist, but you're also an athlete, because you have to do what most people are not willing to do in order to stay in the game. You need to play the game at that level of intensity and compete with yourself every day, push yourself every day. And that's that discipline piece. And it's just like all the great ones say, the bottleneck is you. Wherever you're experiencing a constraint in your business or in your marriage or in your fitness, you're the common denominator. You are the thing that's in all of those. You're the common variable. So if you're not invested and committed to yourself to be your best, I hate to say it, but you're fucked. Like, you're fucked if you keep denying what you need. And luckily I've been blessed, and I feel like an answered prayer has for me happened by putting me in touch with some of the best mentors in the space of personal development, specifically for men who are business owners, married, inside the Wake Up Warrior movement. And the frameworks inside of that movement that are now in my toolkit are like the thing that I just fall back on, because whenever I lose the way, I fall back on the framework and I get results. So that's just what I wanted to say this beautiful Bluebird day. Sending big love. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of my ecosystem. Bye for now.